Now, an app has been launched to help NHS staff combat stress during the pandemic. It pairs them together so that they can share their hobbies and skills, such as swapping music lessons for languages. Joining us now on the programme, two NHS staff who've taken advantage of the skill swap. Aggie, who is a diabetes and wound care lead podiatrist, and the orthopaedic surgeon, Ricci. Guys, great to have you both on the programme this morning. And Aggie, I should probably apologise, given that you were having your own Guy Goma moment there and apparently were just about to comment on Scottish politics. Apologies for putting you live to air there for a second. You held it together well. But let's just start with you then, Aggie. Just explain a little bit about this eSwapp app and how it's worked for you guys.
Oh, thank you. It was recommended to me by somebody that I knew, and I started talking. I was introduced to Ricci, and as we started talking, quite almost instantly, I felt at ease, and I felt that I knew him. I had something in common with him. So it was a very good experience. And I found myself, when I actually started talking to Ricci, like about 5-10 minutes later, I found myself talking to him about things that I never thought, a day before that, me sitting in my house here, and this is a guy that I've never heard of, never talked with, and he was sitting in London talking about his shared experience. And it was very nice, especially at this time, with all the restrictions and the lockdown. It was a good experience.
Well, let's go to the other end of this correspondence relationship that is going on at the moment. I mean, Ricci, of course, everyone is. When we heard about this, everyone was focusing on the skills that people are swapping, and I'm sure you will tell us a little bit about that. But as much as anything else, it's colleagues in the health service reaching out and supporting each other in some very interesting ways.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's been such a stressful time for all NHS workers, being put under long hours, especially the intensive care staff and redeployment, and to have sort of extra connection with other workers that have been in the same situation. And it's so easy to download the app and sign on and basically just give some skills to other people and be able to learn some other skills from colleagues in the NHS. It's been brilliant, actually, to just connect with people that I probably wouldn't have without the app.
I mean, Aggie, we're looking at some pictures here, and Ricci is as zen, an orthopaedic surgeon as I've ever bumped into. But I wonder, you've been teaching him, some skills involving Persian cuisine. How's his food? I suspect you haven't been able to taste it just yet, but you've had a look at the presentation.
You're asking me, I don't know how he cooks, but I did give him some very, very simple recipes and some cheats that I use, even the easiest way of making cheese on toast nowadays, which is, microwave made. And it was just fun. It's not a very official thing, you can learn a lot. And he taught me some mindfulness strategies, and it was actually good. I used it yesterday as well. But as he was talking about it, I actually tried to exercise it, and it was so easy, and it was comfortable. It was better than what I had done before, because I had training for that before, but this was good. I mean, and I will see my other hobbies.
Indeed, the wee ones there, beautiful they are too. Ricci, though, a kind of question to you. Look, I've lost count of the number of people working across the health service that we've spoken to, and obviously not just people like yourselves who are on the front line of healthcare, but those working in clerical, those portering people around the hospitals. Everyone has had, a very stressful time that are working in the health service. I suppose the question is this. Is it the case that actually, the only people who can really understand what you're going through at the moment, Ricci, are kind of people that are going through it at the same time themselves?
Yeah, no, I think it's always been the way with NHS workers. You almost feel like you have to bottle it up and not take the work home with you and talk to loved ones and friends and family, because you don't want to put that on them. So to have people in a similar situation that you know have been going through that, it just allows you to open up a lot more, and so that social connection is a great idea here.
Aggie, to you, obviously we've seen the picture of you with the family, and I suspect you're taking quite a lot of comfort and support and solace, you know, from them. But just give us an idea. Again, we've asked people on this programme since the start of the pandemic to share their experiences, but just give us an idea of how stressful it can be working, you know, on the front line of our healthcare system.
Well, it has been very stressful because normally your work and me working with high-risk people, my whole work is based on preventing people becoming hospitalized, coming to the hospital. But during the COVID, it was even harder because if they didn't come to you, if they didn't come to your appointments, they would become hospitalized. So you had to work much harder. Decision-making is much harder. When you are working there, it's quite difficult. And you, as a health professional, you want to touch people, you want to help them, you want to help them if they want to get up, if you want to comfort them, but you had to watch all that with every step. You have to think, is she going to be worried if I touch her? Am I allowed to help her now or not? So it's really difficult. And also, people that you see week in, week out become like a member of your family, and it's so hard to hear that they're not well, and also your colleagues who are working in Frontline, and you hear that they have become hospitalized. It's been really hard, really difficult. And if you have to shield yourself and be out again, you have to control everything from outside, and you lose your control, and it's much harder. So you lose your social interaction. It hasn't been very easy time.
Well, I'm not surprised, but I am sad to hear that. But honestly, I'm sure plenty of people say it to you on a daily basis. Aggie, Ricci, thanks for all that you're doing in the health service under these circumstances at the moment. And thanks for sharing your story. And hopefully at some point, Ricci, we'll find out how good you are at Persian cooking. We'll get you back on the show soon. Guys, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Time for us to take a quick pause.